For the longest time, Nikon was a bit of a laughingstock. When they first got into mirrorless, they had the least impressive. Sony was the dominant champion, then Nikon joined, and we all knew Canon was going to catch up because they're the most popular brand. And then Nikon followed suit. They got the memo late, and they're like, we could do this too. And it was like really slow to develop. And then the Z8, Z9, ZF now. Okay, you're here. Nikon's back. But there is no but. I just wanted to make a video cycling through all the color profiles and talking about Nikon and how they're losers.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So right now we're in auto color. I don't even know what that means, but we got out of log. This is auto, and I've probably made like 9 videos on this thing already in the past 3 days. And I gotta tell you, the image is one of my favorite. I made one on the 40mm Tony 2 out on a bench for my Vegetable Police channel with the glimmer glass on there, and I stopped it down to Tony 4, and I was just like, damn, that looks like a cinema cam somehow. Like the dynamic range was beautiful, but there's several things that make Nikon lack really hard to make me want to dive full in. Because if it was just image quality, this or my Sony, just did a Sony ZV-E10 video with all my Zeiss lenses, it's like, I don't know, I think I like Nikon more, but Sony has better specs and more fun, and it's easier to use, and it's 240 frames. Let's get out of this disgusting profile. Can I do it while recording? No. See, Sony would let you do that. I can just switch while recording. Now I have to stop and sync like 10 times in this video. So now we're in standard profile with just a couple things tweaked. Sharpness down a touch, contrast down a touch, saturation down a touch. I touched the mic. I'll touch your mom. It looks pretty decent. It's very different than log. For some reason, it's very different color science. I don't really understand that one. It's like really red in the face on log, and then standard is more of a yellow, pleasing kind of, I don't know, they're both okay. I don't know which one is real. I have various rashes that come and go on my head, on the forehead up here, a little cheek rash now, that's fun times. So it's like, yeah, thank you for showing the world that, Nikon, and I don't mind it. But hot damn, you're no Fuji Silms. Although that's a nice look. Huh? We're in vivid. Put all the sharpening to the max. You shouldn't really be allowed to do this in a camera. Like, don't you know, like, you should save us from ourselves. There should be limits on how sharp you can make an image, how much contrast you can add. It's rough times. Like, what if I sharpened this one in post, over sharpened footage, sharpened to the max, and then we add the mid-tone sharpening, and then I could go in and add frickin' contrast pop, and then, like, okay, it's dynamic, it's amazing, it's like ghostly, and this is good times, and like you can see zits from my future that haven't come yet. Save me from myself. Like, there should be cutoff points where you're not allowed to do this to yourself. This seems to be the most natural of the profiles, but none of the colors really change. It doesn't look very different from standard, or does it? Like, it's kind of like that. Maybe it is, I don't know, I haven't even seen it. We're on the 28mm 2.8 prime, by the way, Nikon Z, with a glimmer glass on there. 100 ISO. But when it comes to just normal colors that look really pleasing out of the camera, Nikon is right up there. I don't know which I like more, Canon or Nikon. They're very similar. Might even edge to Nikon sometimes, but usually not. Edging to Canon. And then like Fuji maybe next. They're up in the mix. Sometimes you prefer it, sometimes you hate it. And then like, it just gets worse from that point on. Panasonic. Olympus. Fuji. Already said that. Sony. Okay, now's where the fun begins. We're in dream mode. So now Nikon has a bunch of like film sims that they have these looks that they went for on purpose. This was, someone designed this and was like, yep, it's finished. Put that, we'll just label it dream. It's dreamy. Is it? It looks washed out. It looks old, but like not in a good way. Like there's no movie that looks like this. 1970s, like, oh, there should be eras, no? Like decades, 1980s color, 70s, 50s, whoa. 20s. That'd be cool. 1920, the first one. Black and white. And then what if it was color? Then you just enhance it. This is bad. See, now you're trolling me. Like, what is this? How did this pass any boardroom meeting? This is a morning. They call it morning. Nothing looks like this in the morning. Are mornings even cool? Like, this is Sony. This is just a Sony profile. It's green, bluish. I don't even know what I'm seeing here. Like, why is this in my camera? How do you delete it? Where's the firmware to delete this? It's not good. This is pop. What pops about this? My zits? Yeah, it looks like my face came from the lake of fire. It doesn't mean that this should be in my camera and an option to select as a look. What picture could you ever take in this mode that's like, you know what? Pop. Pick pop for this one, please. Who would ever choose to do this to themselves? It looks like I was burnt. Like I don't know how to cook. I just stare at the frying pan and grease. I don't even have the mechanism in my body anymore that knows how to avoid pain. And I just see it and I'm just like accepting the grease splatters on my face. This shouldn't be in my camera. This one's called Sunday. Why is it so dark? I'm just trying to avoid zebras on my face here and there's nothing I can do about it. They're there. So I have to stay here. This is perfectly exposed skin tones apparently for Nicky boy. That's a lie. It's a lie. I couldn't hold this tube up to my face. Did you hear that? Sunday? Go to church. This is just getting worse. It's even darker now. I had to brighten my light. You should have seen it before. This is called somber. That darkness, what kind of monsters are back there waiting to kill me? This is terrible. It looks absolutely abysmal. What are we doing? How many of these are there? They each get more depressing. How come Fuji is the only one who has like unique looks? Every single film sim has a place. Like none of them are like, I would never use that. It's like Astia, nice for skin tones. And it's like classic neg. It's like, oh, this classic look, so film-like. Nostalgic neg, a little orangey, but like cool in some situations. Classic chrome. A lot of people like that one, not my favorite. Bleach bypass even. I've done bleach bypass wildlife. It was good. It was mysterious. What are these though? This one's called silence. Like another completely unusable profile that you would never even try. It's not even funny as a joke. I just did this with Canon. They had 4 options for weird ones, like an old movie thing and then like a dream memory. And like they were all pretty crap, but like they might even be better than this. Because this is bad. Like Olympus has a bunch. They're all really bad. But like some funny ones, like color cartoon type things. What is this? No, never. This. Bleached, it's called. This is bleach bypass, I guess. Your attempt. It's not even good. It's not even right. Not what it should be. Nothing is. What happened to us as a society? Why can't we agree on anything? The colors are cool. Where's the crayon mode? Let me pick my own. This one's called Melancholic. And I agree in the sense that when I see it, I'm sad. I'm sadder than I was before filming in it. But it's magenta hell. It's purple hell mode. Is there going to be a purple dinosaur come and like have his way with my body? Because that's the only thing I can imagine happening after filming in this. It's bad. It's not Fuji-like. You're literally just ramping up individual green mode all the way, blue mode. Let's do blue and red a bit. These are not looks. Fuji, I miss you. You can shoot an F-log for the best look, most dynamic range, and then Fuji has some like eternal LUT, wide dynamic range LUT, and you get a normal look, or you can have lots of fun doing a little classic neg, nostalgic neg. Like each one is fun. None of these are good. Denim, it's called. Does it look like I'm wearing denim? What planet am I wearing these jeans on? Because it's purple. What purple planet hell is this? Barney has his way with my body and my mother. on this planet over and over again and I can't wake up in the dream, or what? What is the denim? Pick this one sometimes. We spent a lot of time doing purple slider up 700%. Thanks. Why are there 300 of these? When will they end? It never says it's ending. This is toy. No kid would play with this. It's just a nightmare for him. It's a repressed trauma that he's gonna have to deal with later at your expense. Mom, I need a therapist. You're paying for it. Yeah, we're done with you. There was like 8 more, and they were literally just named like pink, blue, red. Then there's like a charcoal one. My phone's ringing.
Your package?
We're just in N-Log now for some semblance of dignity. And the weirdest thing about N-Log, it has a ton of dynamic range. Boom, exposed. I can bring that back. Watch. Boom. Not clipping anymore, but then the look, you seeing the problem with it? It's not good. If I masked it, then we could have both, but I don't know how to expose and have lights in the background. I suck at my job. It's on me. It's just a U-lock. So Nikon Color Science is fantastic. It's just all their little film sims. Maybe I'll see it in post and be like, you know, that one wasn't so bad. But like, I don't understand. We know Fuji spent a lot of time, and that's basically the only thing they can do right is the color science, because their autofocus is weird. The IBIS is terrible. It's like, okay, left mode dials on, what do we, wildlife lens. Oh, changing the mode. What are we doing? Canon doesn't do this. Creative look. Sony has a bunch. They're even worse than Nikon's. Who has good ones? Nobody. Panasonic has a whack load of them. None of them are good. And you can't alter log at all. You can't lower the sharpness. You can't play with anything. It's just log is on. This is it. It looks fine, but come on. Let me play around. And 28mm, I'm not sure what you're trying to be, but not my best friend. It's okay. Bookshelf to the light. It actually works. It's better than 35. 35 is awkward. 40 is pretty good. I'm a 50 man myself. I can be between that mirror and the plant and that light right in there. If only there weren't a bunch of doorknobs coming out of my neck, we'd have some respect, but we never will. And we learned nothing today. So what was your favorite film sim? Let me know down below. And what the hell do you do to the Nikon colors? Can you make them look nice? I have herpes. No color science has been able to deal with that. I'll leave. Subscribe for more videos. See you next.